2014 was an entirely different universe. It was a beginning and an ending for me. Within a year from leaving work, I would nearly die in a country halfway across the world where I barely spoke the language. I spoke enough to save what remained of my sanity. My father, the Honorable Colonel Hayes, would rush over to my university in Marburg, Germany, to find his once bright girl so disordered and disarrayed. I wasn't Daisy any longer, but Saint Elizabeth, the Hungarian savior, who had the same birthday as me, but was born nearly 700 years before me. True, we had some Hungarian ancestry, but with a clear mind, I know I am not Marburg's saint. No, that's not even possible. But everything Cody told me and taught me before that trip stuck with me through my madness. He was an incredibly spiritual man. He had Roma blood, of which he was proud. He also had a deck of tarot cards which he had lovingly hand-painted. It took him 6 months in total to make the whole deck. He created his special deck in high school while most of us were consuming Twilight or too much anime. Onyx laughed at both of us when they realized that Cody and I had both admitted to watching all the Twilight movies and reading all the books despite it seeming easy to laugh at. Most of the kids now would cringe at it too. Okay, I get it, I'm old. I sound like my mom reminiscing about the 1980s. But 2014 was a beautiful year for me before I crash-landed in 2015 and was nearly torpedoed out of life. His laugh came to me first, drawing me back to an image of him and Onyx half dying over some shitty memes that we all thought were way funnier than they actually were. Whatever the girl he was reading for said really got to him. It wasn't a nervous laugh, though, like he might have had in the past. He was self-assured in his gift now. I felt something in the air that had only been building up when I really knew him. Then he was still becoming Cody Luminaria, that boy I knew. He finally had arrived sometime within the last 5 years. He was completely himself now, the man he had always wanted to be. Immediately, I saw Cody looked different. He was 28 now, but still recognizable as the erratic coffee boy I once knew. The bright yet gentle spirit in his eyes was the same. He had nearly black eyes and a medium cafe latte complexion. His hair was still as black as midnight and as straight as a heterosexual. The cut wasn't that boyish emo shag that he used to have, but a much shorter, more grown-up look. Most noticeably, he had a mustache, which he hadn't had the last time I saw him. "OMG, is that you, Days?" he yelled across the cafe when his eyes finally fell on me. Not that many patrons were there. Not that Walt was about to stop Cody. He was like Cody's gay uncle, his surprisingly protective gay uncle. I say surprisingly because Walt likes to act like he doesn't care. The more he does this, the more obviously he cares about someone. Walt and Cody are effectively family. Onyx was like family to them too. In a weird way, when I worked there, I felt like they were a second family to me as well. I wonder if any of them ever felt the same about me.